Swamin Namaste Natalokabandho Karunya Sindho Patitam Bhavabdhau Mamuddharatmiya Kataksha Drishtya Rijvyati Karunya Sudhabhivrishtya Swamin Namaste, Swamin Namaste, Swamin Namaste, Swamin Namaste. Jnanasvarupam nijabhavayuktam Anandamanandakaram prasannam Yogindramidhyam Bhavarogavaidyam Srimadgurum Nityamaham Namami Srimadgurum Nityamaham Namami Nityaya Satyaya Chidatmakaya Navyaya Bhavyaya Paratparaya Shuddhaya Buddhaya Niranjanaya Namostu Nityam Guru Shekharaya Namostu Nityam Guru Shekharaya Namostu Nityam Guru Shekharaya. Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru. So the voice sometimes, I think not sometimes, most of the times, when I start is very bad. Then when I start talking, it becomes better, I find. Actually, it should be opposite. By talking, the voice becomes bad. But what happens to my voice, I don't know. In the beginning, there is a lot of effort to talk or to chant. So this Chitta Prasadaha is actually I'm taking, and as I've been repeating every time, we are doing the few shlokas which are in the section Chitta Prasadaha in Sarva Vedanta Siddhanta Sara Sangraha, verse number 363 to 375. Now, although I am going one sloka after another, I think this Chitta Prasadaha, these verses, to deal with them in a deep manner, in a very extensive manner, it will take some time. Now, I have come to the shloka number 365, where the shloka is Asurim Sampadam Tyaktva Bhajed Yo Deiva Sampadam Mokshaika Kangshaya Nityam Tasya Chittam Prasidati. And we know that this says that one, the seeker who has a desire for liberation alone, Mokshaika Kangshaya, that is, he desires for only liberation and nothing else, no object, no situation, nothing is important to the seeker. So for such a seeker who wants the self-realization or the liberation, he should renounce the evil qualities, the asuric qualities, and cultivate the Daivi qualities, the divine qualities. And together with that, we saw then Vivek Chudamani, other qualities also have been discussed. So now for this sloka, we were going with this Daivi Sampatti, that is, what are the divine qualities. But before we do that, I think it will be good to remember what is the relationship, or why are we having these divine qualities. Now, we saw in this Sloka 365 this word mokshaika kankshaya, that is one who is yearning for liberation alone. Eka kankshaya, that is one pointed yearning for liberation. For that person, these divine qualities are absolutely necessary. And in this, we started with Chitta Prasada section saying that, took the Sloka 363, where it says that one must take to the pursuance of Sattva Guna. Now, divine qualities also, if we cultivate the divine qualities, it only enhances the Sattva Guna. If we go back to this Sloka 362, which is just before this section, there we have done this. In one of my sessions I have taken this. But it will be good to remember this Sloka also, where it says, Tato mumukshur bhava bandha muktei rajas tamobhyam cha tadiya karyehi viyodya chittam parishuddha sattvam priyam prayatnena sadaiva kuryat. So we have actually started with this knowledge that for liberation, placidity of the mind is absolutely important. We are discussing Chitta Prasadaha, placidity of the mind. It is absolutely essential for realization of the self, because in the calm and placid mind, only the self, which is our real identity, it reveals itself. It is already there. I am that. But it reveals itself because there is no agitation, disturbance. The mind has become placid. So, as we can see in clear water, the soul is able to be realized by oneself. So, and to be having Chitta Prasadaha, Sattva Guna is to be cultivated. Now, this Sloka says, Tato mumukshur bhavabandha muktaihi, for a seeker of liberation, for freedom from bondage of worldliness, shackles of the mind, chittam viyojya, one should focus the mind and should very sincerely, with effort, see the activities of the rajas and tamas which disturb the mind. And he should always make efforts to do everything which is aligned with pure sattva. That is, the one who wants to have liberation, that is, who wants to get liberated from the shackles of the mind, that seeker should one-pointedly with introspection see how the rajas and tamas are disturbing the mind, get rid of them and cultivate the sattvic qualities, which are the Daivi qualities, and should pursue this path of spirituality for liberation. Now, we find that rajas and tamas have to be removed and Sattva Guna has to be cultivated. Now what happens? Why is it that we are discussing so much? You may say that for days and days together, Ma is talking about the qualities a seeker has to acquire. In Bhagavad Gita itself, it says that Daivi Sampad Vimokshaya Nibandhaya Asuri Mata Ma Shuchas Sampadam Daivim Abhijatosi Pandava in 16th chapter, 5th verse. Krishna is telling Arjuna that, O Arjuna, these divine qualities conduce to liberation, and the asuric qualities or the evil qualities, demonic qualities, they make one bound. It brings about bondage. That is shackles of the mind. You get bound by rajas, tamas and all that. And why should we constantly cultivate these qualities? Because by cultivating these qualities, the mind will become placid. Now, it becomes very difficult to take to these disciplines. We are saying that we must pursue sattvic qualities, divine qualities, but it becomes difficult. Every seeker, however one seeks the supreme truth, is interested, is inclined, spends a lot of time listening, contemplating, etc. Why is it the mind does not become fully sattvic and the seeker doesn't reach the Vishuddha Sattva state where the mind has become placid? Vishuddha Sattvasya Gunaha Prasadaha, placidity of the mind. Why the mind is not able to develop the sattvic qualities, even though one knows that by developing the sattvic qualities, I am going to get freedom from worldliness, freedom from the shackles of the mind and intelligence. And even after knowing this benefit, people are not able to take to disciplines. That is why. Because here, when we are talking about the divine qualities or any other qualities of a bhakta, jnana qualities, that is, we have to take to some disciplines, sattvic disciplines. Many are not able to take to the discipline. And they make a differential attitude between 2 hours or 1 hour of spiritual time pursuit and the rest is the worldly pursuit. Now, one must love Sattva Guna. Sattva Guna one must love. As we have told many times, Swamiji says, if you love some quality, the quality will be yours. So love the Sattva Guna. What are the qualities of Sattva Guna? And love the qualities, the divine qualities, the devotional qualities, the qualities of a jnani. Then slowly one will feel oneness with those qualities and remind the mind again and again. See, in this sloka, note these 2 words, tato mumukshuhu bhava bandha muktaihi. Mumukshuhu. So one must have an yearning to gain this divine qualities or gain the Sattva Guna. And for what? To get rid of the bondage of worldliness. So, to be able to make effort in cultivating these divine qualities, one must remind oneself that I must have placidity of the mind. I want liberation from the restless mind that I have. I have a restless mind. My mind gets disturbed very soon. My mind gets agitated very soon, afflicted very soon, fearful very soon. So I want to get beyond these and become placid. Placidity I want to get. And for that, my yearning should grow. Now, what is the Sattva Guna? See, don't think that that's divine qualities and the Sattva Guna, the effect of Sattva Guna, these are all disjointed things. The divine qualities will be had if you make a discipline, introspect, see and understand what are these divine qualities, what are the evil qualities which we have to remove, what are the divine qualities which you have to cultivate or develop, you will find that the sattvic guna also, the sattva guna also is increasing. And when the sattva guna increases, what happens? A seeker. When the sattva guna increases, then in the senses and in the mind, purity and transparency get generated. So, a seeker must strive consistently to elevate himself to generate an abundance of sattva guna. When sattva guna increases, the viveka arises. When viveka arises, when sattva guna increases, what happens? All the senses, they become brilliant, transparent, very sensitive, attentive. Sarvadvareshu dehesmin prakasha upajayate. What is this prakasha? Everything becomes very, very subtle and transparent, pure. So what happens? They are able to, as if like a torchlight, see the qualities which are not conducive to liberation, and also see the qualities which are conducive to liberation, so that a seeker understands those which are not conducive should be removed, renounced, effort should be made for that, and effort should be made for those qualities which are conducive to strengthen them. So, viveka, when the viveka arises, when the intelligence becomes very, very sharp, brilliant and transparent, the viveka arises and the intelligence becomes very subtle to understand everything which is not conducive to liberation. So, ephemeral nature of the world is well understood. See, everybody knows that life will not be the same. One will get born, grow, and then the whole life will pass. One gets old and dies. But when one uses the intelligence and the viveka grows, one introspects, one is able to understand how remaining in that life, one can still feel unaffected by the life. That is, remaining in the life which constantly bringing bondage to us, constrictions to us, one can remain free, without being bound. How one can remain? So when viveka is active, through introspection, discrimination, one understands the ephemeral nature of the world, which brings in dispassion. It graces the mind. And when dispassion is there, one understands that these perishable objects of the world is only going to give short time happiness. So what happens? One doesn't look for those at all. So the peacefulness dawns in the mind over non-peace. As long as we only go after perishable objects, we are unpeaceful. Either we are unpeaceful because we have not got them, and we also become unpeaceful when, even if we get, we are fearful that we may lose them. And also what happens? Expansion of mind replaces greed and desire. So when viveka arises, viveka shows that life is ephemeral, no use going under this changeful and transitory world and the objects. Better to look for something which is constant and eternal. And so the mind becomes peaceful, desire drops, ego drops, possessiveness drops. And from narrow-mindedness, the mind grows to expansiveness. At that time, when the Sattva Guna is more. My dear children, I am going through this again, so that one is inspired to take to the Sattvic disciplines. So, we have done these things in detail earlier, but it is also very good to remind oneself again and again, what do we gain from being Sattvic? What do we gain by cultivating the Sattva Guna, cultivating other qualities which are divine qualities? So when Sattva Guna increases, actions are done without desire and clinging. Newer activities are not taken up for enjoyment and acquisition of wealth. See, Rajaguna, when Rajoguna is very prominent, one becomes active. Action after action, action after action. But when Sattva Guna increases, what happens? One becomes peaceful and he is satisfied with whatever one has. So, one will not desire and cling to activities as he was doing earlier. Mind will not seek newer and newer enjoyments. Why is the mind restless? We are talking about Chitta Prasadaha. That is placidity of the mind. I think placidity of the mind everybody wants. Everybody wants peacefulness of mind. So if we really want it, we must think why we don't get it. It is because we are constantly desiring newer and newer enjoyments, newer and newer objects and comforts, etc. Now, when Sattva Guna increases, what happens? These desires, they become redundant. They understand that any new thing that we gain, it will become old. Then the mind will again become restless to gain something new again. When that knowledge establishes and one remains in that knowledge, mind becomes contented with whatever is necessary for living. Whatever is necessary for living. And constantly one does not, especially for the seekers, will not go running after XYZ items thinking that those will give me happiness. He knows where the happiness lies. Intelligence becomes sharp when Sattva Guna is increased, has increased and is going towards Vishuddha Sattva. Intelligence becomes sharp to understand subtle matters. It becomes very, very subtle. The intelligence becomes so subtle, as I was saying, like a torchlight. In darkness we need a torch. So mind and intelligence, as if they are torches showing us the dark corners of the mind, where lies the undesirable qualities which disturb us and afflict us. Ability to do every work with alertness and perfection will increase when Sattva Guna increases. So, it is not only for seekers. For anybody who is active, wants to do things nicely and excellently, Sattva Guna should be there. There are less mistakes done in work. Even if mistakes come, one is able to understand where is the mistake and correct it immediately. Many times this happens. We do mistakes, but we are not able to understand. And if somebody else tells us, we don't like it also. But when Sattva Guna increases, you don't have to be told by others. You will understand it yourself. So, Viveka, discrimination between real, unreal, good, bad, everything becomes seeker's nature. It becomes a nature to understand everything. And a seeker who is doing sadhana, his sadhana progresses very, very fast. So I just repeated these so that we don't forget what is the benefit of growing Sattva Guna, why should we cultivate Sattva Guna? And in doing this cultivation of Sattva Guna, this Asuri Sampatti, Daivi Sampatti, cultivation of Daivi Sampatti has come. We have started with these slokas that Sattva Guna has to be increased and Rajoguna and Tamoguna have to be removed as far as possible. And in that we are seeing, we have come to the shloka 365 now, where it says, Daivi Sampat, you have to cultivate the Daivi Sampatti, that is the divine qualities. And then we went to Bhagavad Gita, where in 16th chapter, Daivasura Sampat Vibhaga Yoga. In 16th chapter, first 3 slokas have been described by Krishna to Arjuna as the divine qualities. And we started. I'll again chant the 3 slokas. Abhayam Sattva Samshuddhihi Jnana Yoga Vyavasthitihi Danam Damascha Yajnascha Swadhyayas Tapa Arjavam. This is the first. Abhayam is fearlessness. Sattva Samshuddhi is wholesome purity of the being. Jnana Yoga Vyavasthitihi. Wholesome purity of the being means everything. Senses, mind, intelligence, the body, everything. The whole being should be pure. Jnana Yoga Vyavasthitihi. Adequate attunement to and abidance in spiritual wisdom. Whatever we do abiding by the spiritual wisdom. What is it? That I am the changeless, I am the self. Remaining in that knowledge fixedly, with stability, we should do everything. Dhanam, charitability, damahacha, sensory regulation, yajnahacha, acting with full dedication and do every work as a dedication to the Supreme Reality. Swadhyayaha, study of scriptures, tapaha, austerity, arjavam, straightforwardness. Then second shloka, 16.2 of Bhagavad Gita, ahimsa satyam akrodha tyaga shantirapayishunam daya bhuteshvaloluptvam mardavam hreirachapalam. Ahimsa, non-violence or non-injury. Satyam, truthfulness. Akrodha, absence of anger. Tyagaha, renunciation. Shantihi, peacefulness. Apaishunam, absence of fault finding. Then bhuteshu daya, compassion for all creatures. Aloluptvam, absence of greed. Mardavam, softness or gentleness of the mind. Hrihi, modesty. Achapalam, avoiding fickleness and useless pursuits. Chapalata, restlessness. Then the third is Tejaha, Kshama, Dhritihi, Shaucham, Adroho, Nati Manita, Bhavanti Sampadam Daivim, Abhijatasya Bharata. He says, Hey Bharata, he is calling Arjuna as Bharata. O descendant of Bharata, that is why Bharata. So, Tejaha is brilliance, Kshama, patience, tolerance, Dhritihi is willpower, Shaucham, cleanliness, Adroha, absence of hostility, Na Atimanita, absence of haughtiness, Daivim Sampadam Abhijatasya Bhavanti. These are the 26 qualities that grace one born with divine nature. So, to develop Sattva Guna, these have to be cultivated. And we started with the first one, Abhayam. And I did a little bit. We went through and we were doing the shloka, Bhoge Roga Bhayam. And just to tell the summary, abhayam, fear arises from where? Having to face anything which one does not want to face. And it may be loss. We do not want to face any loss. Loss of wealth, health, people, name, prestige, anything. Fear also arises facing any harm from nature, people or other quality, other creatures. Also, fear of wishes not getting fulfilled. There is another fear. Suppose the wishes get fulfilled, then also there is a fear that suppose we lose it, how to preserve it, and it will not stay forever. All these fears are there. So, each and everything in this world is smeared with fear. So, we were doing this sloka that bhoge roga bhayam, bhoge roga bhayam, kule च्युति bhayam, vitte nipalad bhayam, माने दैन्य भयम बले रिपु भयम रूपे जराया भयम शास्त्रे वादि भयम गुणे खल भयम काये कृतान्ताद् भयम सर्वं वस्तु भयान्वितं भुवि नृणाम् vairagyamevabhayam. This is a very beautiful shloka. It is written by Bhartrihari in Vairagya Shatakam. Bhartrihari has written 3 Shatakams. One is Niti Shatakam, which is on the moral codes. Then Shringara Shatakam. In Niti Shatakam also there are 100 verses. Then the next one, Shringara Shatakam, 100 verses, which is romance or man-woman relationship. And the last one is Vairagya Shatakam, 100 verses on Vairagya or dispassion. This is one from there. Now, this says, and it is very true of human life, bhoge roga bhayam. We may have enough of wealth. We have amassed lot of wealth, lot of comfort, luxury. The family is kept very well, no problem at all. But there is always a fear. Suppose there is some disease, somebody or other gets some sickness, very serious sickness, which cannot be cured. So there is always a fear. I have amassed everything, collected everything. Will I be able to enjoy? Or will my people be able to enjoy? This fear is always there. We can plan everything, but all our plans do not go by our wishes. Bhoge roga bhayam kule च्युति bhayam. Then, if one belongs to a good family, everybody respects, then family has a name, everybody is well settled, educated, respectable family, honored family, then always there is a fear, will anybody of the family do something by which the name of the family gets tarnished. Kule च्युति bhayam. Vitte nripalad bhayam. And if you have money and wealth and property, then always there will be fear from somebody taking it away. Here Nripala means king. This was written many, many years back. Those days kings used to come and confiscate. But nowadays, we have, not nowadays, then also, fear of dacoits and thieves were always there, apart from the king. Now also we have fear of getting robbed and losing our wealth by any means, income tax, so many things are there. If you have money, then to preserve the money, there will be always an anxiety. Even an anxiety that whether the children will spend the money in a unthoughtful manner, and the money will be not used in a proper manner. So vitte nipalad bhayam. If you have vitta, if you have property, possessions, there will be always a fear along with that. How to acquire is the first anxiety. How to preserve it is the second anxiety. Then whether others will spend it in an unthoughtful manner, then that is another anxiety. So anxiety and fear will be always associated with property and wealth. Vitte nipalad bhayam. Mane dainya bhayam. Suppose one is having lot of honor, then there is a fear that I should not be dishonored by anybody. Mane dainya bhayam, gune khala bhayam. No. Mane dainya bhayam, bale ripu bhayam. And if one is strong, there is always a fear that if there may be another person stronger than me. So that fear will be there. Rupe jaraya bhayam. And if one is beautiful, then always there is a fear of what? Jara, old age. And even if one is not beautiful, always the youth, when we grow older, when we are young, always there is a fear that we will grow old and all our strength will not be there. So there is a fear. Rupe jaraya bhayam, especially when there is beauty. So any wrinkle in the face, any grey hair in the hair, one is very much afraid. Then Shastre Vadi Bhayam. If one is very learned, then one feels that there may be others who are more learned than me. One will get more, that other person may get more respect than me, more fame than me. So that kind of fear will be there. Gune khala bhayam. And when one has lot of good qualities, there is always a fear that whether the names will be vitiated by others. Ultimately it is kaye kritantad bhayam. One has body which is transitory, which will grow old and die. So always there is, for the embodied beings, always there is a fear of death. Kaye, Kritanta means Yama, that is when the death will come, always there is a fear in the back of the mind. We just don't think about it, we just escape those thoughts. Whether oneself or somebody in the family, when will the Yama come, we don't know. So that fear is always there. Nobody can say. So kaye kitantad bhayam. Sarvam vastu bhayanvitam bhuvirninam vairagyam eva abhayam. Now all these things, it says, this last line says, Sarvam vastu bhayanvitam bhuvi nrinam. In this world, bhuvi nrinam, for men, sarvam vastu bhayanvitam. Every object is smeared with bhaya, fear. So is there anything called fearlessness? Yes, there is. And Bhartrihari is saying, Vairagyam eva abhayam. Vairagya alone is abhaya, fearlessness. Now what is this vairagya? Does it mean that you have to become a sannyasi and go to the forest and live a sannyasi's life, they are on ascetic's life. No. It is so. Many people they become ascetics. Like us, they become sannyasis. And they live a life away from the world. But vairagya in true sense is lack of desire, lack of possessiveness, and lack of ego. See, in all this, the shloka that we are saying, bhoge roga bhayam, kule chuti bhayam, that is, when we consider we have enough things to enjoy. I belong to a good family. Vitte, that is, I have so much of property. I have so much of learnedness. I have so much of beauty. And I have so much of good qualities. Like this, when we are honored, like this, we feel that I have these things. That is, I have so much of belonging which I call mine. I possess these things, so there is a fear of losing the possessions. Whether it is comfort, luxury, money, honor, respect, qualities, youthfulness, everything. I possess these things. So, as long as that feeling is there that I possess, that possessiveness is there, and in the mind this feeling is not there, that it's what I feel belongs to me. Actually, nothing belongs to me. Nothing belongs to me. I feel that it belongs to me. Nothing belongs to me. It is that Supreme who has created everything, created me, and whatever I think as my belonging, the Supreme has created them also. And while all these things I feel that I have possessed, acquired, I have developed these, all these possessions of mine, even my buddhi, my qualification, everything, if we can feel that nothing has been created by me, it is the Supreme's design, and also has this knowledge, lives this knowledge that since it is so, I will not allow possessiveness to come into my mind. I will not be bound by possessiveness. What is our problem? Why are we fearful? Because we get bound by this possessiveness. We feel that, oh, we will lose this. I will lose the name and fame. I will lose health. I will lose the wealth. I will lose my youthfulness. I will lose my good qualities. All these things, I will lose them. That is why the fear is there. If one lives with this knowledge that nothing belongs to me, nothing belongs to me, I am just working as an instrument of the Supreme. Whatever comes to me, whatever work comes to me, I do. I do it with whole heart, full heart and soul. Excellently I do, but doesn't take the ownership of everything. At least mentally, I know nothing belongs to me. So, when we don't have possessiveness, we don't have any desire. Desire comes when I consider something is different from me. When I remain in this knowledge that I am the self, everything is the same, then who will fear whom? Who will desire what? Who will hate whom? So, that is why whatever is the quality, if we remain in the knowledge of the self, remain means what, my dear children? Remain means what? We know it is so, but we are not able to act accordingly. How will we act accordingly? Why are we not able to act accordingly? We have to remind us again and again the truth that I am the self, I am the self, I am changeless, I am eternal, imperishable, I am unaffected, I have no possessiveness, nothing belongs to me. If self is the one and is the same, who will belong to whom? Everything is same. So, to remind oneself, and while being active, interactive, whether there is any problem or not, remind it yourself in your mind, rotate it, dwell in it, then there will be no bhaya. Fearlessness will dawn. Abhayam will come. Now, true fearlessness can be had in the association of a Mahatma or a Guru. Because when you come to a spiritual person, a realized person, he will again and again, repeatedly, relentlessly, he will be telling you these things. When we hear it once, hear it twice, and go back and do our activity, the whole world just grips us. We forget this. What does a Mahatma do? When you come to him. He will constantly tell you, remind you, and wherever you have not been able to stay in that knowledge, he may even point it out to you. And he doesn't do it for any gain of himself. Having realized the soul, he feels spontaneously, he feels that he should tell others that you can become fearless, my dear souls. You can become fearless. In Viveka Chudamani, the beginning portion, is such a beautiful dialogue between a Guru and Shishya. The whole book is a dialogue between Guru and Shishya. When the Shishya goes and tells him that I am fearful, he says, Durvara samsara davagni taptam dodhuya manam duradrishtavaataihi bhitam prapannam paripahi mrityoho sharanyamanyad yadaham na jane. He says, I feel that in this world there is only fear. I am always fearful, always anxious, and I do not know how to get rid of it. There are good moments for me, peaceful moments for me, joyful moments for me, but those are temporary, short-lived. And then again I am gripped with some kind of anxiety. How will I do this? How will I do that? What will happen to my family? Or will I be in trouble? So many kinds of questions and thoughts come and they create a constant whirlwind in my mind. So he says, Durvara samsara davagni taptam. He says, as if like a wildfire I get scorched at times. Dodhuyamanam duradrishtavaataihi. As if a big storm is coming and it will simply lift me away. Bhitam. I am fearful. Bhitam prapannam paripahi mrityoho. And when these happen, I feel I am going to die. I don't find any escape from all this. I feel that there is nobody to rescue me. I don't know what to do, what to think, what to decide, what should be good for me, what is the right thing to do. I cannot understand. So I am bhitam, prapannam. So I have come at your shelter. I am very, very poor person, very simple. I am very fearful now. Paripahi mrityoho. Please rescue me from this feeling of mortality. Sharanyamanyad yad aham na jane. And he says that I do not know any other place to go except you, who can give me shelter and refuge, who can take me out of this fear. So, tatha vadantam sharanagatam svam samsara davanala tapataptam nirikshya karunya rasardra dishtya dadyadabhitim sahasa mahatma. Tatha vadantam sharanagatam svam samsara davanala tapataptam nirikshya karunya rasardra drishtya dadyadabhitim sahasa mahatma. So while this seeker was telling these things to this self-realized Mahatma, the Guru, the Sadguru, while he was saying all these things, who has taken refuge at his feet, and who says that I am scorched by this worldly fire. The whole worldliness, what is happening, the situations which come in front, my life as a whole, I feel I am getting scorched. I don't have peace of mind. I am fearful. So while he says this, the Mahatma looks at him. With what kind of glance he looks? Nirikshya karunya rasardra drishtya. He looks at him with a glance which is moist by compassion and mercy. Karunya rasardra. Ardra means moist. The glance has been moistened by compassion and mercy. The self-realized people, they are always wanting to take away the sorrow and non-peace from everybody's mind. They know where is the key. They can lead and take them to that state where there is no sorrow, no fear. So, when the seeker tells like this, he just looks at him with a glance full of mercy, moistened by mercy. And by that glance, he transmits abhitim, dadyat abhitim sahasa mahatma. Just by the glance, that seeker who has come, saying that I am fearful, please rescue me from all fear, he gets abhiti from the Mahatma, the Sadguru. He gives it. And he says, Ma bhaishta, don't fear. Ma bhaishta vidvam tava nastyapayah. Samsara sindhos taranestyupayah. Yenaiva yata yatayosya param tameva margam tava nirdishami. He says, just by glance, he has radiated abhiti, which is fearlessness. And a Sadguru alone can give fearlessness by giving knowledge. You cannot buy fearlessness in the market. He alone can give. So he says, don't fear, my boy. There is no death for you. Don't feel that you are going to die. No, you are immortal soul. You are not the mortal body. You are the immortal soul. You are not the mortal body. Know this. Live in this knowledge and act with this knowledge. Be stable in this knowledge. And he says there is a means. You are saying worldliness. You are saying that you are feeling as if you are getting scorched by the worldliness. Yes, it is true. Everybody has to face the worldliness. For every individual, problems are different. The situations of life is different. But there is a way to go beyond the sufferings. And he says, many have crossed this worldly ocean. The world comes with all kinds of waves. Small waves, medium waves, big waves, and hit you. He says, there is a way to cross this worldly ocean and get to that state of fearlessness. Many have crossed knowing what is that state and how to go there. You hold my hand, Ma Bhishta, don't fear, hold my hand. Tameva margam tava nirdishami. I will show you how to reach there. That margam is that path, I will show to you. This is what the Guru says. So, the fearlessness actually is had in the association of a Guru. And this fearless is what? He will tell you in just few words. Don't have desire, don't have possessiveness, don't have ego. And know that you are the eternal self, you are not the body. Act accordingly. A yogi or a jnani never has any fear because he has made some virtues and qualities as his family members. I'll tell you after this shloka from Bhartrihari. There is another very beautiful shloka which says that, in our lives, we feel that we are secure if we have wealth, if we have people around us, family people, siblings are there, parents are there, friends are there, and they will help us in our need. They will. But the near and dear ones are always not available. Sometimes you may be at a distance. Sometimes they themselves are not there. So you may be a very small family and ultimately you are alone. One or two people, maybe the husband and wife, children are very far away. Who will help whom? So, although we think that our family can help and support us, always it does not happen because they themselves are not permanent. They are not the ones who are eternal. So, what is to be done? On what strength one can live without fear? This one shloka, I told you one shloka from Vairagya Shatakam. This is another shloka from a Subhashitam. It says that if one makes a family of beautiful qualities, then you will never have any lack or fear. So it says, Dhairyam yasya pita kshama cha janani shantischiram gehini satyam sunurayam daya cha bhagini bhrata manassam yamaha shayya bhumitalam dishopi vasanam jnanamritam bhojanam ete yasya kutumbino vadasakhe kasmad bhayam yoginaha dhairyam yasya pita kshama cha janani shantischiram gehini satyam sunurayam dayacha bhagini bhrata manas samyamah shayya bhumitalam dishopi vasanam jnanamritam bhojanam ete yasya kutumbino vadasakhe kasmad bhayam yoginaha. So he says that the yogis, the seekers who seek, they should make this family, these qualities as the family, not individuals. Individuals may or may not be there. But if your personality, within yourself, you grow these qualities, then who is there or not, you will never feel fear at all. So what is that? Dhairyam yasya pita. In a family, one feels that my father and mother are there. When one grows old, parents, they pass away. And definitely their presence, their absence is felt very much. Similarly, elders, whether they are siblings or any other relative, you feel the absence. Because when elders are there, you get advice from them, protection from them, good support from them. Here, in this shloka, the Subhashitam says, Dhairyam yasya pita, for whom composure is his father. Composure. Composure is the opposite of the fear and anxiety. Whatever happens, I remain composed because I accept the fact that anything can happen. And where from that acceptance comes? Again from the self. Kshama cha janani, forbearance is mother. He makes forbearance, kshama, his mother. That is, like a mother, he considers that forbearance is the quality which is my mother. As I love my mother, so I love forbearance. So, by that, what does he do? Whatever comes, he tolerates, accepts, reconciles. Then, Chiram Shantihi Gehini, calmness of mind as the wife. People, those who are married, the partners are there for each other, helping each other, supporting each other. And when one is gone, you feel alone. Now, here, calmness of mind is the wife. That is, how close you are with your wife. Calmness should be that much your own. You should own calmness like that. It should be your own. Its calmness of the mind is the wife. Satyam sunurayam. Truth is the son. Dayacha bhagini. Compassion is the sister. Manassamyamaha bhrata. And control or restraint of the mind is the brother. How you love your father, mother, wife, son, sister, brother, so much you should like and love these qualities which will help you to remain fearless. So these qualities have to be grown. Bhumitalam shayya. This also says it is for a yogi. So it says Bhumitalam yasya shayya. For whom the earth is the bed. Suppose, see, when we go somewhere, we are anxious, we are fearful. Where will we go? Where will we stay? Whether the room will be good? whether the bed will be okay. So many things we are got used to and habituated. Suppose you leave that, whatever I get, I'll be okay. That kind of a feeling. For that person, Shayya Bhumi Talam, even if you are given only the floor to sleep on, you will be okay. That is, Shayya Bhumi Talam, it is having a deeper meaning. Yadichha lava santushtaha, whatever you get, you become happy. Dishaha api vasanam, and the directions, the attire. That is, even if you do not have anything to wear, say your dress is absolutely torn, or you are not able to get anything to wear. We are always very concerned about what we wear. Everybody would like to have more and more dresses, new dresses. It says that he is happy with dishaha api vasanam. That is, the directions are his dress. And what is the bhojanam? Even if he doesn't get bhojanam, if he gets, it's okay. Jnanamritam bhojanam. He may not get food to eat in the stomach, through the mouth. But if he gets jnanamrita, that is, listens to this jnana, knowledge, supreme knowledge, it acts as amrita for him. Jnanamritam bhojanam. So the kutumba is yasya ete kutumbinaha, for whom all these are the members of the family. So what are the members of the family? Composure, dhairyam is the composure, Shama is forbearance, Chiram Shantihi, calmness of the mind, is the wife, Satyam, truth is his son, Daya, Bhagini, compassion is his sister, Manassamyamaha Bharata. So this is the family. And even having a family, suppose he is reconciled to lie anywhere, whatever dress he wears, is okay. But he should get bhojanam. What bhojanam? Jnanamritam. He must take in, assimilate the jnanamrita. So that is why it is not only listening. You have to take it inside and assimilate it. Then live accordingly. So how do this seeker live, this yogi live? He says that, tell me, O friend, vada sakhe, O friend, this is Subhashitam, whosoever is the Kavi has written, O friend, tell me, for such a person, such a yogi, who has this kind of family, and this is the bhojana he is taking, kasmat bhayam, from whom will he be afraid? Why should he be afraid? Because he, with developing these qualities, he has developed the quality of reconciling with every situation of life. We are not able to reconcile with every situation. We want particular situations which we plan, and when it is different, we are upset. We are upset thinking that our plans will not be implemented, may go wrong. That is why we are fearful and anxious. So this Subhashitam is telling us that grow these qualities. If such a quality is had, which means that yadrichhalava santushtaha, whatever you get, you are happy. And what? Not only that, samatva in life, if it is good, okay. If bad, that also. Everything I reconcile with, I accept. Whatever comes, I accept. Whatever goes, I let it go. But that doesn't mean that I am lazy. See, never think that these shlokas are alone. There are so many other shlokas which inspire you to be acting with lot of efficiency and excellence. So, these qualities are to be constantly dwelt upon, thought about, and cultivated. Why did we say all these things? Because this will increase the Sattva Guna, which is necessary for Chitta Prasadaha. And Chitta Prasadaha is necessary for liberation, getting liberated from the shackles of the mind. So I think today I will stop here. Again next day I will do the rest. Sampurnam Jagadev Nandanavanam Sarvepi Kalpadrumaha Gangam Vari Samasta Vari Nivaha Punya Samasta Kriyaha Vacha Prakrita Samskrita Shruti Shiro Varanasi Medini Sarvavasthitirasya Vastu Vishaya Drishti Parabrahmani Sarvavasthitirasya Vastu Vishaya Drishti Parabrahmani. Jai Guru. Jai Guru.